you have to realize that you are an oak tree. So, many people right now, maybe the people watching this video, feel like they're small and insignificant without potential in their lives, or they are afraid of reaching that potential. You see, you people, including myself, I would believe that I was like that. But you see, we are like acorns. An acorn holds an oak tree. But the acorn must go into the soil and break out of the shell. You have to break out of the shell. You don't have to be an oak tree right away. You're not going to be an oak tree right away when you break out of the shell. You're going to be a sprout, and you're going to go step by step, and you're going to see the real world. Once you start breaking out of that shell, it doesn't matter if there's oak trees around you and you're just a little seedling. Because those oak trees, one day, they're going to fall, and you're going to become an even taller tree, a stronger tree, a thicker tree than them. Because it all comes down to how you take each and every morning. How you wake up every morning and create a new bud, a new leaf, which in turn, over time, gets stronger. As you eat food, you accumulate knowledge, you gain mass. No matter how painful it is when you're working out, that's just the funeral of weakness and the soil of strength. The leaves falling down will only go back into the soil so your roots may grow further down. And so those roots grow further down, become more stable, and you become stronger. So that you may grow an even bigger leaf and an even bigger stature. And over time, over the years or over the weeks or over the months, you will build the trunk. You're going to start branching off. So, the brain is much like a tree. I call it the tree of life. The whole nervous system resembles a tree. Cheers. And sometimes we need to break off certain branches that are holding us down. For example, a lot of men and women are addicted to adult content. And this addiction, the more you feed it, it's a branch that is not serving the tree. It's a branch that's sucking all the life force out of you. It is like an infected part of the tree that, if not cut down, it's going to produce bad fruit, and it's going to infect the whole tree as a whole. So what we must do is surgically cut this off. And that is difficult, but the way you can do this is by starving it. Starve your bad habits, whether it is negative thinking, self-doubt, fear, all these limiting beliefs that hold you down and wastes your potential to go beyond and reach for the stars and gather the energy from the sun. You must starve the branch. Let it grow, let it if you feed it, it's gonna get thicker and it's gonna make the tree all, you know, down, and it's not gonna be good for you. So start to starve this branch, whatever it may be, whether it's your compulsive masturbation addiction. If you're a young man between the ages of 12 and 25, stop doing this. This is not good. Do not consume adult content. It is a parasite to human evolution, because it's going to make the tree sick. So starve it. Starve it, and it's as soon as you starve it, the tree branch will start to get smaller and smaller and smaller until it becomes a twig that will just snap off like this. And that doesn't mean that you will doesn't mean that once you're healed from this that you should continue to do it again in the next years to come, because you already have that impression. You know how that branch was, you remember it, you have the memory of it, but the pull is not as strong, and you're healthy. But if you do it again, you're just going to start growing the branch all over again, and then you're going to lose progress. But it's just over time. For example, when I was 15, I lost weight because in middle school I was very chubby. I was chubby, insecure. My stepfather at the time, sometimes when he would yell and stuff, I wouldn't be able to stand up for myself, and I would feel very feminine. And I guess that's just because I haven't I didn't know my biological father, but those are just that's not the point. The point, what I'm trying to say now, is that when I was 15, I lost weight, and I began my journey of self-improvement, because I was watching videos. You know, it's just kind of a domino effect. I started losing weight, started working out. I saw videos about cold showers, no-fap, and so on. So I went down that rabbit hole. I did no-fap. It healed me because I was going down a bad path. I was very addicted to porn at that time, and you know, because I started when I was 11, and then 15 I stopped it, and it took me a little bit, trial and error, and I got to by the time I was around late 15 years old, I was at 276 days or something, and that path of celibacy opened doors and energy. I gained back energy, which also opened doors of potential within myself, in my mind, got good grades, and my spirit as well. I lost lots of lust and became more compassionate, which attracted me back to spirituality. When I was a child, I knew about spirituality and mysticism and religion and all this stuff, and morals, but I wasn't really too fond, and it was kind of intuitive. But once I turned 15, I started like meditating and such, diving into that sort of community. And once that happened, what's my point? So I had the 279 days, or whatever number it was, but then since my brain was already rewired, I still had the memory of when I used to be addicted. And one day I decided, hey, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna get addicted to PMO again for some random reason. I just decided to, and It was the dumbest excuse ever. It was some weird transcendental, I don't even know, I was delusional. Because I was bypassing, I was doing some sort of spiritual bypassing in order to fulfill my impure desires, and which I did. And it started off with a little bud, a little leaflet. It started off with the less intense adult videos, like when you're just hitting puberty and you're like starting off that way. But then the more I fed that branch, the more thicker it grew, and hence I got the addiction all over again. But even still, with that new level of awareness that I did have from spirituality, I sort of wasn't as attached to it as before. So I kind of just let it go a little bit. And one day I turned 16, and I was more focused on God. And that focus helped me to understand what this energy is, and how depleting it is not really that big of what I want to do. So that's when I started to retain again. But then once I started to retain again, I was sort of just like looking at, those videos, and I was just like, man, what's even the point of all this sensory pleasure? I wanted to reach God. I wanted to find some sort of enlightenment in my life so that I can be the man I wanted to be and not some bum. So I met a girl at the time. I was 16, and with that girl we fell in love at the time. It was a 2-year relationship, and that spiraled into a sex addiction, which is basically the same thing, just less promiscuous. It's more sophisticated, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same flow of energy. It's just more sophisticated, and it's in a relationship. And it's adultery. No, not adultery. It's fornication. Fornication is just sophisticated masturbation. There's a snail. Watch this. There's a snail right there. Look at that. Can you see it? Let me get a nice closer look. So yeah. That's what happens. And that whole branch that was fed turned into that addiction. And it was sort of the glue of the relationship. And then it ended. And I was depressed. But then I went away. I went away, thankfully, with some friends, and started learning about the earth, permaculture, medicine of the earth, herbalism, and everything earth can give us that we can use, whether it be food, how our food is medicine. Herbs are also medicinal. Here I'm drinking a mint tea, and it is quite delicious. Okay. So, after that ended, I was sort of in that middle way state. I was 18. It was a 2-year relationship, 16, 17, 18, so 2 years. I was 18, and I got my first job, my second job. My first job was when I was 16, as a grocery store stock clerk. Then I got another job, 18, another grocery store chain, and I started stocking shelves and whatnot there. But then it came back one day. I was at work, and I was like, you know what? I'm not in a relationship anymore. I'm just gonna go all in and fulfill these carnal, fleshy desires of what I used to do. And I started getting this rush of dopamine by just watching a bunch of videos and just abusing myself basically. And a lot of men are doing this because it's not good for them. There's levels to this, man. There's men that are giving their life savings away to these OF models or going out and to massage parlors like back in the day. If you guys know Beyond the Alchemy, Yash, or Spiritual Renaissance, he talks about this edging. There's subtle levels in semen retention of edging, where you can mentally seek validation. Or like some sort of stimulus from some sort of sexual stimulus subtly by, for example, just just looking at a girl in a lustful way, and it goes down to the extreme, which is, just like, it's like a slow bleed, and like he explains, the relapse is the big cut, which you feel, and the blood gushes out. It depletes you, but the subtle forms deplete you subtly. So what I'm trying to say now here is, what I'm trying to say here now is that even a sentence? What I'm trying to say, anyway. To end off this video, I want to tell you guys that you are, whether you're a sapling, acorn, oak tree with a disease, all you have to do, cut off these branches. Stop feeding these branches. Break out of your shell. And always look up to the light of God, which would be the sun. The sun providing us this powerful life energy within our hearts, so that we may be men and leaders in the midst of crisis. So I feel like I have had something else to say. Something with the oh yeah. So now that I'm 19, I said it when I was 18 and all that stuff. And now that I'm 19, I'm breaking free from that that loop of basically just enchained to my libido. Being very real and open here, so men can relate that are also in this same sphere of community, that are trying to build themselves up and be celibate. My philosophy is I want to be celibate and have a platonic relationship with a woman I resonate with on a soul level, so that I may one day marry her and then create a family and use this energy as it is intended to. And that's the way I think it's supposed to go, because a lot of these men and women are not loyal. Women are giving their hearts away, men are giving their hearts away, and the relationships end. You may have a baby you didn't plan on having and paying child support, or you have this sort of energy tie with the person. It's all just a mess. It's best, in my opinion, is to conserve your energy, use that energy to foster connection, bonds, love, mastery of your mind and body, and your energy will flow upwards into the recesses of your brain, which are depleted when you compulsively do this stimulus, which sends the energy down, sends the blood down, depletes you of phosphorus, zinc, magnesium, and your dopamine and your serotonin. It imbalances your hormones. Stop doing that. Get that energy up. Get nice and strong. And study things. Practice hobbies, work, and follow your dreams. Because in order for your dreams to come true, you have to break out of your shell. The dream of an acorn is to become that oak tree. Don't let the squirrels get to you. Stay positive.